Oh, goodness. This week we're in Southeast Florida and we're fishing the Mullet Run. The Mullet Run is a phenomenon that happens here on the Treasure Coast, usually September, October time frame. It's usually a couple-week period where you get these massive schools of mullet that are migrating south down the beaches and inside of our river systems. Just about everything that feeds on a mullet is following these schools right now. We have sharks, jacks, tarpon, snook, trout, redfish, everything eats a mullet, and it almost seems like all these fish are just fattening up for the wintertime. Our plan was to get out early. These schools of mullet have been getting crushed by tarpon at first light. Talking with Melly, we wanted to get on the water at first light and really hope to capture on film this spectacle. You see these massive schools of mullet just getting crushed all over the place. Weather's changing, feels different out here. It feels like fall. Treasure Coast, we wait and wait and wait for this fall mullet run, and it seems like it's upon us. What do you think? Come out here and get some tarpon today?
That's the plan.
Tarpon, maybe some snook, you just never know. We have this migration of these big silver mullet that are pushing down the coast. They're coming down the Indian River as well. Weather's kind of sketchy. I mean, we have scattered rain everywhere. It's blowing 20, 25. May fly a kite today inshore, something a little different. There's gonna be plenty of wind for it, just a different way to present a bait to some of these fish. Melinda Buckley, Melly B. Melly and I have been, we're acquaintances. We met a while back on the Florida Sportsman Forum, and we're both from this area. What do you think? We've timed it perfectly?
Perfectly. The moment that sun came up, the bait came up, and the tarpon were on them.
Man, right when the sun was coming up, there was a school of mullet that was pushing off one flag, going onto another, crossing a channel, and there was just a school of tarpon that were just feeding on these mullet. Oh my God. Fall Mullet Run, Treasure Coast. We wait all year. Look at this. This is what you're looking for right here. We're just gonna troll the edge of this channel. These guys are gonna go nuts right now. They're just sitting here waiting for this bait to come off the flat. Woo!
Oh yeah.
That's what we wait for. Our original plan was to primarily target tarpon with a variety of techniques. We were gonna flatline, we wanted to fly the kite for them, but really in our minds, we thought, you know what, let's just go after tarpon. But just like most days, you can have the best laid plans, but Mother Nature is gonna dictate what you can do. The weather was really bad, we had to change things up, switch our techniques, and what I thought was gonna be just a tarpon day ended up to be something totally different. Our timing for the mullet run may have been perfect, but the weather was not. I mean, we had a tropical system that was sitting over the top of Florida. We had to seek shelter, Melly and I were talking and we're thinking, where can we go? What can we do? And the Roosevelt Bridge is a great place to fish. So we thought, let's seek some refuge underneath the bridge here, and it would also give us the ability to hopefully catch a fish. Made a little move, getting chased down the river from the storms over here by the Roosevelt. Really popular place. A lot of big fish have been caught out of here. Try to stay away from the lightning for a while, see if we can catch a fish. Another beautiful day, Chamber of Commerce weather.
Tropical graces graced us with their presence.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get a good afternoon. The technique that we were using was just throwing these mullet cross current and allowing them to sweep across the structure. We got a couple bites, and then you know what? Melly got the one we were looking for. Reel, tighten your drag down, tighten your drag down. Nice. Oh, it's a quality fish. So much for our tarpon fishing. We had to come over here and tuck out underneath the bridge for the rain, and you end up with a slot size snook. Look at that. Perfect snook. Mullet run, man, I tell you. Tarpon, snook, everything eats these mullet. Let's let this one go. Nice. Great job, Melly.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Triton Boats. We take America fishing.
You know, to get out of the weather, we sat underneath the Roosevelt near the channel, and really, we just employed the same techniques that we were going to use when we were tarpon fishing. Just heavy tackle, heavy braid, you know, big 9/0 trocar circle hooks, and a big mullet. Again, man, this weather is just horrible today. We were really hoping just to primarily target tarpon. You know, with this mullet run, it's a great time to get the tarpon, but the weather's just not letting us do it right now, so we really had to mix things up, switch it up. At the same time, it's good for tarpon, it's great for snook. And all we're really doing is just hitting these heavy structure areas. Snook are real structure oriented. Snook in this area are really, you know, they keen in on heavy structure areas. The trestles along this channel are perfect ambush points for these snook to sit. They can hide out of the current. They don't like to sit in the current and do a lot of work, and they can just sit there and wait for bait to come by and ambush that bait. There he is. Get him, babe. Get him, Melly. Pull him out of there, Melly. Go to the front, Melly. Go left, big fish. Big snook, Melly, big snook.
That's a keeper.
Melly, keep away from the pile. Don't go that way, don't go that way.
Love our Stewart snook.
Oh, fall mullet run. We're out here looking for tarpon.
There you
These
go,
things
George.
keep getting in the way.
Bringing it to you.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Melly. We're supposed to be tarpon fishing.
Gotta do something while you wait for the rain to pass.
Oh, Melly. God, look at the size of this Stewart snook.
That's a girthy one.
We are trying to catch tarpon today. The weather's horrible. We figured we'd wait it out underneath the bridge. We made the right choice.
No better way to pass the time than tugging on some snook while you wait for the tarpon.
Fall mullet run. We're using 10-inch mullets, big circle hooks, just fishing this heavy structure right now, waiting for the rain to stop. This is what we're catching. Wow. Let's let this one go.
All right.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Man, Stewart snook. There's a lot of places in Florida to look for snook, but if you're looking for big, beefy, mean snook, Stewart is the place. And I really think it's because the St. Lucie River. This is a deep, dark body of water. The St. Lucie River is actually part of the Okeechobee waterway system. It connects Lake Okeechobee on the east coast to the Atlantic. And on the west coast, you have the Caloosahatchee River, which connects Lake Okeechobee to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, these are delicate ecosystems, highly affected by runoff. Currently, all the watershed off of Lake Okeechobee is discharged from the east and west through both of these river systems. And there's other plans out there that are in the works, and we really need to explore this. If we want our children and grandchildren to be able to experience this incredible fishery, we need to take action, and we need to take action soon. You got him, Melly. Get him out of there. Get him out of there, Melly. This heavy structure, these fish are hard to catch in this heavy structure. What makes it such a great place fishing also makes it tough to fish. That's why we use that 80-pound braid. You really have to slow them down and stop them.
Oh yeah, another big girl.
Another quality fish. Look at this one.
These big girls have heads like Rottweilers.
Ah, look at that. These are quality snook.
Big fish.
Look at this. Now look at this. Look at the size of this mullet. People say, oh, that's a huge bait, but look, the bait's a quarter size of the fish. He's got no problem eating it. That circle hook, just engaged it and start reeling right in the corner of the mouth of that big old trocar. Look at that. Bucket mouth, man. These things.
And you'll notice this golden color. That's one of our river fish.
Yeah, they really lighten up in the summertime. It's topside slot, overslot fish right there. Look at the head on them. Big the heads are. That's incredible. Nice fat fish. Just eating mullet. It's not hard fishing. Melly is taking me to school today on the snook fishing. I love it. Awesome. Melly wore him out. She was on it today. She had the touch, and some days you're on and some days you're not, and she smoked me, and I'm happy she did. She caught 3 quality snook, but the weather was clearing. It looked like we may have a break in it, the ability to go look for some tarpons, switch things up, so we decided to make the move.
Real-time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Eagle Claw Trocar, the sharpest fish hooks in the world.
Well, the weather didn't clear. It looked like it was clearing, but it didn't clear. I can't tell you, the last time I remember it raining continuously all day, and it just never stopped until about 5 o'clock in the evening. We finally got a little break in it. The rain stopped just for a little bit. We were gonna give it some time and try to catch tarpon. Switch spots up. I tell you what, the weather hasn't changed, but the targeted species has. We're looking for tarpon here in the inlet. We're still doing pretty much the same stuff. We're just floating some live mullet out the back on big circle hooks. Looking for the tarpon bite now, though. Belly gets the bite on a flat line in the back. We're hoping it's the tarpon, but you know, soon we see if this thing jumps out of the water and it looks like a big shark. I'm trying to clear lines, get things situated. This thing it dumped the spool on that Penn Torque 7, dumped it. And I look down, and we're down to a couple wraps on the spool. We're like screaming, grab the spool, grab the spool. You know, I start the motor. I don't care where the lines are right now. We have to chase after this fish. Talk about down to the last couple loops on the spool. Oh, what a cluster. Man, I tell you, the wind, the waves, the rain, nothing's cooperating. Melly just hooked onto something, though. I think it's a shark. Aired out there. It is running. Sharks are definitely a part of this mullet run. You know, everything is following these mullet down the coast. Sharks are no exception. We get a ton of them on the beach. We usually don't see too many in the river, but man, we're close enough to the inlet. We get our share, and Melly's hooked onto one, a decent one here.
Finally getting some of that line back. Ooh. It got its wind back. Might give us a jump now.
At least it's not too hot out here, Melly.
There is a positive side.
Oh, there he went. You know what? He wore through that 80-pound fluoro. That was a great fight, though. Awesome job. What a battle. You had him close.
Almost to the leader, almost a fair catch.
I first met Melly at a Florida Sportsman event probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago at this point. And it's funny, she's really known in the Florida Sportsman community. Everybody knows her. She does a great job of representing women in the fishing side. She is a true angler. Oh! Fish!
Double header, or toward hook both.
Oh, I've got another one, big fish. One just came off. Oh my God, look at him eat. He ate one of the other baits back there. Do we both have the same fish?
I think we might be on the same
or
fish.
Or tangled up?
Can't tell.
Did you see the eat from that big fish?
Yes, that big slurp. Oh. Yeah, I think I must be on
Or
you.
tangled up. I gotta cut my line.
There he is. Oh.
There he went.
I tried to bow behind you.
Oh, we got a little tangled up there. That's all right.
Fast
Let's get
and
another
furious.
one. Let's get another one. In this week's episode, we utilize circle hooks, and it's really important to match the size of your hook to the size of your bait. We use these Trocar 9.0 circle hooks, a wide gap, big hook. Seems big to a lot of people, but really when you throw it on a 10 to 12 inch mullet, it's the perfect fit. You're catching these snook and these tarpon. If you utilize a much smaller hook, you're not gonna get that, that drive of that hook in the corner of the mouth. So remember, whatever type of fishing you're doing, whether even with circle hooks or J hooks, you need to match the size of the hook to the size of the bait.
Real-time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Wiley X, Absolute Premium Protection.
The mullet run usually lasts probably about a month in this area that we were fishing. And it's funny, you start to get a trickle of mullet, you start to see it, you start to hear about it, you see it on social media, people talking about it, and then you get a massive wave where it seems like for a couple weeks, the whole river, all the beaches are just filled with these big schools of mullet. And the funny thing is, everything's feeding on them like I talked about, but you can take these same mullet, fish them inshore, you can grab them, take them offshore and fish, and catch all the pelagics offshore with the same bait that you're catching inshore. This is what it's all about right here, fall mullet run. Typically we get thousands of these about this size that migrate down the beach and in the river systems, and everything along the coast is feeding on these things. These are the greatest baits around. Everything eats them, inshore, offshore, dolphin, snook. It's crazy. Sailfish, tarpon, sharks. This is what we wait for, this mullet run. Planning the day out, we really wanted to utilize the kite. We didn't have the opportunity most of the day because of the weather, but once the weather broke, we wanted to give it a go. And the great thing about the kite is a lot of guys are utilizing them offshore for live baiting. You don't see a lot of guys in the river using it. We had a strong outgoing tide at this point, and really to sit there in a static boat, all you're gonna be able to do is effectively fish straight behind the boat. You can put a bait out to the side, but immediately it's gonna be swept across. The ability with this SFE kite is I can fly it out to the side. You can run 1, 2, 3 baits out to the side, and really you're just covering a different body of water. This kite, all it's really doing is keeping that bait up on the surface. I can adjust it. A lot of guys typically are using conventional rods offshore because you're constantly letting it in and out. We don't have a lot of wave fluctuation here. The wind is pretty constant, so this bait's gonna pretty much stay in the same spot. All I'm doing is just letting this mullet sit up on the surface. Looks like a distressed mullet. It's perfect presentation. It's just a different type of presentation. That's all it really is. And this is a perfect application for this kite in this situation because this is just a giant funnel and we're really able to effectively fish this whole area. You wouldn't be able to do this sitting here in this strong current. You couldn't get a bait out to the side, but flying that kite out to the side, we're covering a lot of different water. Oh, there goes the meat!
Awesome.
There's the kite bait! Oh, he threw it! What a great take on the kite. Melly, did you see that?
That was an awesome bite.
Oh my God, what a take. Wow, that's why you do it.
I think it's feeding time.
The tarpon coming up on the kite bait it's almost worth the whole entire day. You see the bait getting nervous. It's almost like you can anticipate the bite. We're all focused on it. We're all looking at it. And the next thing you know, that tarpon just airs out on that mullet. You know, he grabs a hold of that mullet, does what he does best, jumps, shakes his head. But unfortunately, that one came unbuttoned. Sit in a spot like this, you want to fish every possible bit of the water column that you can fish. We put a bait down, we fly a kite, you can get some mid-level baits with flat line. It's important to cover a lot of different water when you're sitting in these static spots. I get bit on a bottom bait. It was kind of a unique bite. It just kind of sluggishly picked it up, swam off to the side. At first, I'm thinking, you know what, this is not a very big fish, but all of a sudden, this thing comes alive.
Oh!
Just got a little bigger. That was a bottom rod. Just bottom rod, flat line, kite bait, it doesn't matter. You throw a mullet out there this time of the year. Structure out in the middle of a channel.
Hit all the levels of the water.
It's crazy, and different areas too. God, these jacks, I think it's a jack, man. These things fight so hard. This is another one that's just devours these mullet schools, man. You see them blowing through the mullet schools.
That's a beast.
Look at this thing. And people don't, I mean, say what you will about these jacks. Pound for pound, there ain't anything meaner in the river right there than that. Oh my God, that is a jack. People travel all over the world to catch giant trevally. This is like our version of a GT.
They love to come crushing the mullet.
Look at that. Circle hook did the job.
Right in the corner of the mouth.
Stewart, Florida. Fall migration of mullet. It's the place to be. Nelly,
Definitely.
what a day. Wow. Let's get this one back in the water. The Mullet Run is a true spectacle to see whether you're fishing inshore or offshore. Today we utilize a variety of techniques and caught a variety of fish. So you can see why we look forward to the Mullet Run every year. You know it's going to be a bad day when you hand client the rod and this is the first thing you see. You bit.
Eat it. There we go.
Mother!